Kheston, how are you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. I'm really good.
You're good?
Today's good, yeah. I'm just a little tired, but honestly, I'm really happy today.
Yeah? Why is that?
Why is that? Because one, I decided to, and two, I'm actually enjoying my life.
Can't argue with that. So, Carrie, you take it on now. We're talking what's in your mind.
You decided that you're great today.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess it's all a decision. Anyway, we'll get into that another time. But we are continuing the topic of back to school and you know, the forming these rhythms and these was it what I'm looking for? Procedures?
So the routine,
yeah,
that's right. Routine, that's
right.
it.
Thank you.
Because the last time we were talking about the rhythm of life, right?
Right.
And understanding that setting a rhythm for your child is valuable, or setting a rhythm for yourself even is everything that I say that applies to the child can apply to you as the
right.
adult, right? So today actually we're going to start with the end of the cycle, because the end of the cycle is kind of like the start of the cycle, and that is with sleep.
Okay, I see where you're getting at, right?
Good.
Yeah.
So we're starting with sleep. Now, the reason why sleep is important is because it's important to help us consolidate our memories. It's important for our bodies to heal. So you go to the gym and you work out a lot. If you don't sleep properly, you're not going to have the proper gains that you want. And the same thing applies for your brain. When you learn your work or your study, whatever you have to do at school, if you don't take time to sleep, then you don't get to fix or consolidate those memories.
I see.
That's very, very important. So we have, okay, let me actually give you some information here. So you have roughly two different kinds of memory, roughly. There is short-term memory and also long-term memory, all right? Short-term memory is maybe what I remember of this top that you have on here today, right? Okay, or what you had for breakfast.
Right.
But if I give you like a week or something, ask you what you ate for breakfast that you're not gonna remember.
Right.
Because it didn't make it into long-term memory. And then long-term memory with things like about yourself, right? Things about maybe the color of the studio or whatever it is, because you've seen it so often, you know. Now, how does that apply to your schoolwork? We all want our schoolwork, at least parents, that's what you want for your children, for their schoolwork to go into long-term memory. Of course, because they need that when they go into the exams.
Into exams and forward in life if they use that information.
Yes, exactly. Which not everything you learn you need, but the point is you learn the base.
Right.
Yeah? Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about sleep. So we know about learning and memory.
Right.
We know about short-term and long-term. Now you're going to sleep. I mentioned before that's important for you to sleep and not to consolidate memories. So you have two forms of sleep patterns. There's one is slow wave sleep and the other one is REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep.
Right.
So in either of those, there's some consolidation taking place. It's slightly different what type of memories you consolidate. I'm not going to go into those. But how to put this, boy? As a student, especially ones who do in CXC and the ones who do in SEA, it is unwise to do all-nighters.
Okay.
Because you consolidate when you sleep. So if you stay up all night and then you fall asleep for a short period of time before your exam or whatever it is, you're not going to be able to hold all that in memory. You're not going to be able to. So it's therefore counterproductive to do these like long study sessions and overnight things then. Okay. But that's not the culture we have in Trinidad. The culture in Trinidad is you have an exam, you stay up whole night because it's brawn, you're showing your brains, and no, it's not wise. It's not wise because you're not gonna hold it in there.
That's interesting to learn, and it's good for parents out there to know that because
absolutely.
their kids may be doing more harm than good when they like stay up overnight trying to cram.
Yes, because their brain's tired, they're fatigued, to get even more irritable, and those kinds of things. I think what I want to say about short-term memory also, because this is valuable, is that it only lasts about 4 to 6 hours. So if you have to cram and you have to learn something early in the morning, you can learn it early in the morning, but you're not going to have it 6 hours later. Same thing. If you go and you study all night and you don't get good rest, you're not going to have that lasting you till your exam in the afternoon or whenever.
Okay.
So that's key to know. Yeah? So we're actually going through quite a few things. One, the types of sleep that you have, the types of memory that you have, and why it's not expedient for young people preparing for exams, now you're back out to school, to miss sleep. It's bad for you.
All right, so that's the basis of the information given us today. It's really important. Like a lot of people take sleep for granted. You know, I myself, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I take sleep for granted sometimes. I don't always sleep a full 8 hours for the night or even 6 sometimes.
And some people have difficulty sleeping. I mean, when we were younger, now that we're older, we fall asleep. We don't go to sleep. Right. And in some senses, sleeping is a skill. Right. It might seem strange that I'm saying that, but there are certain things that you can do to actually usher yourself into sleep. Right. I'm not going to go into that today, but because of focusing on getting back to school.
Right.
So the next part of the rhythm is really how you get up in the morning, and we'll talk about that another time.
All right, yeah, that sounds very interesting.
What's the difference between falling asleep and going to sleep?
Well, one you decide to and the other one happens to you. That's the main difference. So when you lay down, and because that happens to me sometimes, I'm sitting by the computer and then I just nod off, and before I know it, my mouth tastes like morning, and it's 20 minutes past on the clock, right?
Right.
But sometimes I actually go to bed and I lay down, but then you're just kind of tossing and you're turning, and that's like putting yourself to bed. So there's actually a process that you can do to help you to relax in order to fall asleep. One of them is actually to do some deep breathing exercises. Right, that's key, because you slow down your heart rate, you actually reduce a lot of the brain activity to some degree. It's not totally done, but you quiet your mind basically, and that helps. It makes it easier for you to get ushered into sleep. Now, how that works is you have reduction in your alpha waves. So it's good to not be on your phone,
right,
because that actually increases alpha. And then you have, with a reduction in alpha, you have an increase in delta, which is what you need in order to go right off to sleep. That's valuable information for adults and for students, yeah.
Okay. Well,
definitely valuable advice for me, because I have a little bit a problem falling asleep in the night, you know, so it's good to learn this today.
Come and check me, Carrie, I'll fix you.
Yeah, thanks, Kheston, I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kheston.
Awesome.
This morning with me, neuroscientist Kheston Walkins for Mastering the Mind Monday, and thanks for all you shared this morning. I definitely benefited from it, and I'm sure those out there benefited as well.